How much proof do you need?
If you want me to put up the Cash Apps, I have them here.
Yeah, go for it.
Might want to see them. I mean, he did admit that you sent it to him, so it's not like it's his against her word. I mean,
I'm never trying to hide that he paid me back. Like, he did pay me back. But
right.
to him, because he paid me back, it's like suddenly he even said to me in a text, we're even Stevens now, you know? I was like,
wow.
I wasn't trying to be even Stevens with you, but he just cannot take accountability or responsibility for what happened, you know?
Yeah.
Like you did something really gnarly. And he's like, you know, you heard in the calls, he's like, oh, I cared about you. I cared. No, you didn't. You don't do things like that when you care about a person.
Right.
You just don't.
Right.
You don't, you know, speak out of both sides of your mouth. You just don't do that.
Yeah.
And do I think he cared about me? No, I don't. I am positive that he didn't, because you don't treat people they care about in that way. And we talked on the phone for crazy amounts of hours, but so what? He got money out of it, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if it was like a job to him, I guess his hourly rate turned out to be pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So here's the $600 on May 13th at 1:02 a.m. for just in case.
That was for when his bank accounts were hacked by the Facebook ad,
mm-hmm.
and he wasn't going to have access to money.
A Facebook ad hacked his bank accounts.
I don't have Facebook. I don't know about any of these things. I was really confused about it.
Mm-hmm.
It was always like, you know, he'd ask me what I was doing, and then I would say what I was doing. What are you doing? It's like, I'm waiting at the bank because of my bank account, or like, I'm waiting to meet with the insurance because you know what I mean? It was like all these weird things.
Mm-hmm.
I got home from the veterinarian, and it was just crazy. It was just crazy.
Real crazy.
Yeah.
And it was like constant drama. So it was always something happening.
Oh, it was so much drama. It was like, oh my gosh. That night with the thumbs up, like, then he wanted to talk, and then suddenly he was going to the hospital because he needed to use the nebulizer there. And like,
mm-hmm.
what the, I don't even know what to say about this, but what it really was, if you look at it and you think about it, it's like, he knew I was upset with him because of what had happened that wasn't the same night. That was the night he went up on Cam's panel after he got mad at me and canceled his live stream. And then he went up on Cam's panel, and because I left the chat, he told me he was going on there, and I went in, and I didn't really want to listen to it because I didn't like what had just happened. It was awful. It was really awful. So he knew I was upset with him. And so when he got done, he wanted to talk. And then I just didn't want to. I was a little bit cold. Like maybe we should just get some rest, you know, because he wanted to like call. And it was like, I didn't want to. So then around 2:00 in the morning, a text comes through. I don't feel well. I woke up to it and I was like, try and get some rest. And then it was like 7:00 in the morning, I'm going to the hospital. And of course I'm going to react to that. But he seemed to come from the hospital like immediately. I was like, why were you at the hospital? Oh, needed to use the nebulizer. Mind you, a week before he was going to Firewatch. So it's like, really?
Mm-hmm.
A guy's going to Firewatch? And I just didn't understand any of it. There were just so many, when you look back at it now, I knew things were a little bit odd, but as they started to get odder, then it was like, that's why I said to my gut said, look, do a reverse image search on that computer picture. So, but it was just constant chaos after that first Cash App. Yeah.
So Carol says, and again, it's not the money, it's the emotional manipulation that has caused the most damage. Paying money back is irrelevant. That's so important to stress. So we have $2,600 for Get Well Soon. Is this for Grandma, May 2nd?
Grandma.
Yeah, Grandma's IV pump, Josh, huh? Okay. Did you see that? I don't know if you were watching, the chat blew up at that. Like, that is just total BS, what he tried saying.
Yeah, it was crazy. Well, when he admitted that computer was a lie after like literally all of that shit that we went through after I asked him to send me the picture, all of that was just, it was insane. And then in the first call to really stick by that computer story was real. And then to go, and it was just like, no, that was a lie. You know, I was like, really? Why couldn't you have just said that, way back when? This could have been done with. I wouldn't even thought about anything else. Just like, so depressing.
I think you wore him down and he just got tired of lying. And he was like, okay, you got me.
I mean, I wore myself down. I really did. It was exhausting.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
And we've got May 28th, 8:35 p.m., $2,900.
That was for Otis.
Yep.
The dog. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's pretty shitty, knowing that your dog had passed away. And this is exactly what these people do. They match your pain and sorrow. So they know you're going to feel for them. Oh, my dog needs surgery.
I mean, that was a really weird one because it was like he was going in to get fixed. But here's the thing, I found a clip, and maybe the appointment changed, but I found a clip that the dog was in surgery in April, or he had a date to be fixed in April. So maybe he missed that appointment. I don't know. I haven't researched it or anything like that, but I had found that clip and was like, I didn't bother trying to figure anything else out about it. But I mean, his dog had also passed away, so I give him that. But yeah, it sucked. It really sucked. Yeah,
I think that also just shows the level of manipulation, where anyone who has lost a pet, a beloved pet, would never use that to manipulate someone. It's terrible.
It's not cool.
Not at all.
A loss. Yeah.
And we have June 14th, 12:01 p.m., $1,500.
That was for the graduation party.
The graduation party that there were no social media pictures of, no proof of whatsoever.
And he never sent me a picture of it. That was the other thing, was he was sending me like weird pictures of, his nephew's graduation, stuff like that. Just random weird pictures. And there was no pictures of the graduation party. And there were also no pictures of Otis in a cone. I mean, I think I said it somewhere like on my thing when I was messing around over there last night, but it's like, everyone sends pictures of their dog in a cone because it's like what you do. So, picture of a dog in a cone was really kind of like after the fact, like, anyway.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's like it doesn't happen that often and they look so silly. Well, who doesn't take a picture of their dog wearing one of those, the cone of shame?
I saw some people in chat, and they might not still be here, but saying that it seemed like Josh doesn't love his dog Otis. He really loves his dog Otis. At least he acted that way when I was on the phone with him, and it really seemed like he loves his dog. So I'm just going to put that out there. So this was $7,500. He had to send another $100 because the Cash App wouldn't allow you to send that amount.
Okay.
So he sent me the extra $100 through Venmo. No, through Apple Pay, because my Venmo didn't, or his Venmo didn't work, something like that.
Okay. So, yep, everybody, if you're saying that this isn't fairly represented, this is the payment coming from Joshua Dynamite to Jenny for $7,500 on July 7th at 1:15 p.m. And the extra $100 was sent. So we're not trying to say that he scammed her out of money and skipped town. He did pay her back, but it was, you had to threaten legal action for him to do that, right?
Yeah, he kept being like, it'd go in these circles where he'd be like, well, sue me for it. Well, take me to court for it, blah, blah, blah. And then he would come back around and be like, no, I'm not going to pay you until this day. And I just had to keep sticking with it and be like, no, you have to pay me by this day at this time. And then he paid me a couple days after that, which was, I wasn't expecting. I was like a little bit shocked, actually. But I knew that if I had to wait till July 22nd when he said he was going to be refinancing the house or whatever, like I would have a lot of anxiety leading up to it, like, is this going to happen? Is this not going to happen? So I really just wanted to get it out of the way. So it was good to have that out of the way.
Yeah.
But he knew though that, I had taken that woman to civil court for the financial exploitation and all that stuff. And now she's she's been indicted for felonies. So for financial exploitation of an elderly. So he knew that I don't play with that,
Yeah.
don't. It's not that I'm like money hungry. I put way more money into paying for my dad's stuff than I got back. It didn't matter. It was the principle of it. So, and he knew that.